So this is the main point of our program. I wanted to create a login screen like any other normal waiter host station that usually happens is you got your waiter. So I started off with this screen, which would always come back to this. I wanted to create a timeout function, but that would bring you back to this, but that was not able to. So I created a little key set. We have the power off button, which is a safe way of closing out the program for the end of the night. And then we have the logout, waiter logout, which I won't show you what exactly that's for later. And then we have two different types of people who can log in. We have normal hosts, and then we have your managers. So we're going to go with your normal hosts this time. So we log in, and the first thing we see is we have all our tables set up. We have 2, 4, 8 capacity. You can rotate them. We have different ways. Then we have our main timer, so people know what time it is. We also have this list where we will have listed all of the waiters who are currently logged into the system. Now, if they log out from the previous screen, they will disappear from this list. If we're done, you can always log out and it brings you back to the main screen. So for example, what we have is we can go here and it gives us some table options. We can assign, we can't vacate because it's not vacated. We can reserve, or we can just cancel and go back. So let's say we'll want to assign someone. So here it'll give us the same list that we have over there. So we would pick, if we had multiple people, we'd pick one, and from there you said okay, and now that table is vacated or assigned. If we click it again, you can't assign it anymore and you can't reserve it, but you can vacate it, and it also tells us who the waiter waitress is assigned to that. So if we hit vacate, do you want to wait? Yeah, and it vacates it. As I said, the other thing we can do is we can reserve it, and we can say, for example, Billy Bob, and he's at 10 a.m. So we reserve it. You shorted it. Yeah. So now this table is reserved. If we want to see what it is, we can click here and it'll give us the table number, who owns it, and the time that it's reserved for. If you are not happy with it, you can just go to cancel reservation, and you sure? We sure do. And that's the main basic functionality of our table. So if we log out now, it brings us back to this main screen. Now we're going to show you the manager status. So if we go from here and enter, we have 3 options. The first one is a restaurant, brings us back here, and as you can see, now there's 2 people on here. Then we have our main settings button. I have an add waiter, and from here you can add any waiter that you want to log in, first name, last name. Then if you're not happy, you can delete the waiters, and you put their ID in, and it'll match it. If not, it'll do it if so. Then we have this table set up that I wanted to set up where that main screen with all the tables where you could set it, and then that will be what it is, and you can always change it, but I did not have time for that. And then you have the exit, which returns you back here, and the logout. And for example, 222, if we do waiter logout, I have been logged out, and if I log back in here, and I'm gone. And that is the end of our program.